With part two of dating and stuff in Japan, and most of these people they're telling you stories. I could, you can walk around and you can see what's going on and things like that. Even me and my wife, we married and stuff. We have our problems and stuff. And it's a trip though. But I don't know. It's nothing that you can put in one line or 10 minutes or whatever, it's just different people's opinions, and you just have to understand where you fit in and get in where you fit in and stuff. As far as the racist parents being in the States, I don't know how they are now. Most of the Asian girls in the States that I've seen, out here, and when I went back, they weren't looking all that beautiful anyway, so I can't see how too many brothers would actually date an Asian woman over a black woman, other than the attitudes anyway, just over just the looks, you know what I'm saying? And, but like I said, all women are beautiful and stuff like that. Whoa, it's noisy. Construction. Get in the middle. So anyway, but I'm not saying there aren't any beautiful Japanese women in the States. I'm sure there are. A lot of you guys, you just locked in your towns and stuff where they're not. Just move. Move to another city. Where they are, and there's jobs and stuff. And there might not be jobs, but you can create your own money. You just got to be clever and think about it and stuff like that. And just move if you want to be with them. Go to California, and move out in the neighborhoods where they're at, and then you can start dating them. But the whole thing is you still got to deal with a woman. You still got to deal with attitudes, and then you still got to deal with the jealous men and stuff like that. What I do is if they get jealous, I say, well, hey, want me to introduce you to a sister? You just put it in their face, and they, oh, ha, 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 they back off and stuff. So it's interesting. Now, I didn't date any Asian women in the States, but I did hang out with this one girl from Tibet, and my gosh, she was so fine. My gosh, she was fine. And she was real fine. And I think I'm putting a video of the one girl who put her head between my desk and my work and stuff, right? When I was at school. And she was real fine. Real fine. And me and her hung out. She was like a year older than me, so she was taking me home every day from college and stuff like that. And she'd go do some business, go pick up a lot of money. And she'd flop it down in the car, and I'm right there, And she wasn't scared of me, and I wasn't a bad person or nothing, And then, she lived out in Malibu, so they had money. And then she was talking about she wanted me to introduce me to her parents and stuff, and I was like, she's talking about doing marriage, because I wasn't worried about her parents liking me or not, because I've been around a lot of parents, and I know how to handle them. If they don't like me, then it's fine, because my first wife's parents, mom didn't like me, but, we ended up getting married anyway. But, I don't know, it's a trip. But anyway, she was talking about me meeting the family and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, but I wasn't really interested in it. We didn't have no sex. I didn't try any type of advances towards her or anything, it's just friends, so I don't know, because back then, I wasn't worried about sex and girls, because I had, girls, I just knew all kinds of girls, and everywhere I was going, they were always trying to meet me and talk to me and stuff, so I haven't had any problems with that. So, I don't know, I guess things in the States have changed since about 16 years ago, and, I guess you guys watching too much TV, just stop watching the TV, if it's messing your heads up like that. And you got to travel, because there's a lot of white guys out here traveling, and in America, we have to have degrees to get jobs, but you don't have to have a degree to travel, to save up $10 a day, instead of going out, spend half of the money that you spend on partying up, put it in the bank, save and travel. Get that passport. You'll see, once you go to another country, and you'll see many girls, they just after you, the guys, they might think like people are no good and stuff like that, but, it'll wear off because they might, the news might show black people in jail, but, when you're over in Australia or in Indonesia or in Fiji or whatever, you're not in jail. You're in their country. You're in their face, and they get to see you. And like a lot of original people and stuff that in those lands, you look just like them and stuff. The girls, they're going to come. The guys are going to come. And if you're a brother, I mean, we've always been famous with people all throughout history, and they know their history. They know their beginnings and stuff. And regardless of what whoever tells you or say, oh, it's not true, or will show me some data and stuff like that, it's just a way of trying to change history and stuff, but those people know. And as soon as you step on the scene, I mean, like when I stepped in the Philippines and stuff, I was nice and stuff, and, a lot of the guys, were real cool with me, and I have no problems with them. Got invited to Filipino weddings and stuff, and dating this one girl. Well, I wasn't dating her, but me and her was hanging out and stuff. She was 20, real beautiful. Her, and her father probably was one of them, typical Filipino men that you think they were. Hey, my daughter's beautiful, and you dating a black guy. Why aren't you dating one of these officers, these white officers? For her security's sake and stuff like that. And I went over there, and the mom was real cool. The father, I guess maybe it was because, I just was real nice or whatever. I don't know, but he was cool and everything. The first night they let me stay over, their house and their daughter's room and stuff. We didn't do anything, because I wasn't really sexually interested in her and stuff, but she was just beautiful. My God, you guys who saw her, my God, she was so fine. Built like a sister. I ain't lying, she was so fine, But I haven't really had any problems with any parents except for with my first wife's mother. But then, she was, she had her problems and stuff anyway, And but basically what it is, though, is if you're dealing with women who have bad parents and stuff like that, I'm not saying you shouldn't marry them or stuff like that, but for both of your sakes, you can always. Good morning. How you doing? You can always. Video instead of in lecture. You can always find another woman who has parents that are understanding and stuff like that. Oh, that's the guy. He's the guy that works up. And you can always find women who got understanding parents and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, if you're smart, I mean, I was smart, and I was in good shape, and the girls like you. Hello. If the girls like you and stuff like that. Something. If the girls like you and stuff like that, then gotta start in 2 minutes. If the girls like you and stuff like that, okay, see you. If the girls like you and stuff like that, then don't worry about it. If the parents are jerks and they don't want their kids, their daughters happy, then go on and find someone else, Because I'm telling you, the world is full of Asian women. I hear, especially you go to Holland. My friend, he's from there, his brother and stuff. He set up in Holland, man. Them women there's a whole bunch of Asian women out here. They love brothers and they speak English, so maybe you want to try there. All right, I'm out. That's about it. Hopefully I answered your questions. All right, peace.